When you're a male, especially a homeless male, you tend to get blown off by everyone. Where if the situation happened to a woman, you would be down there at the police station within an hour with her. If it happens to a man, you tell him just to let it go. You mean ignore it, pretend that it's not happening, allow that predator to continue what they're doing, and possibly to others? Is that what you mean? When I tried to tell on the cops who wouldn't do their jobs, who repeatedly committed felonies to try to hide the fact that they didn't do their jobs and their deputies and coworkers didn't do their jobs. Yeah, these guys are friends with each other. Yes, they are committing felonies to try to cover each other's backsides. But the worst part at all of that is that all of this should have been based on all of the facts, all of the evidence. But they were able to prevent any of my words from being heard by calling me mentally ill, and it was that simple. When the police tell the hospital that you're schizophrenic, that gets written down on your paperwork. It's not a diagnosis. You have to have a certain type of doctor there and present to diagnose someone with schizophrenia. A police officer cannot do it. But why did these officers take the risk? Because they had already committed felonies. And by having me incarcerated and pegged as crazy, they get away with it. It's their word versus mine, and that has been the problem since the very start. I needed someone in my corner, actually there in my corner. I want you to imagine this scenario, okay? Those of you who say, well, I'm in your corner. No, the fuck you're not. No, you're not. When you're a boxer, you got a corner man, okay? That corner man needs to be there in your corner to take care of your needs as a boxer. Take care of your cuts, take care of your needing to spit into the bucket, whatever it happens to be. Wipe the sweat off of you, whatever. The corner man is there in your corner. If the corner man is in the bathroom, when the round is over, that corner man is useless. If that corner man is in the parking lot having sex, he's useless. Hell, if he's right there, but he's so drunk and staggering that really he doesn't even know which direction he's facing, he does you no good. This guy's supposed to look out for your best interest and also call out the ref if there's a cheap shot. I mean, I'm having to go to alcoholics for help. Do you get this? Do you not understand this? Those of you with alcoholics, for parents or for siblings or for kids, you know how complicated this is. There's a lot of people that I went to for help that fucking flipped out over shit that had nothing to do with me. But it's magically fine, isn't it? We're supposed to forgive these alcoholics for the lives that they ruined, for the time that they waste. I disagree. Getting sober is only part of it. And most of them, well, they're not sober. They're telling you they're sober. They just need a few dollars for milk. They just need a few dollars for diapers. You know, I've actually gone down and bought diapers for somebody and found out that they didn't even have kids. They just wanted to smoke meth. Being treated the way that I have should be reserved for the actual predators. The things that these crazy web sleuth nut jobs, their words were allowed in court, but mine weren't. I want you to think about that. Natalie Bollinger outright stated that we never dated. But Kara Johnson Miles, the lady who was manipulating me, as well as one of Natalie's stepmothers, ex stepmothers, well, she was also real pissed off at Shannon Alvarado, who discovered what a piece of shit this woman was. While she was pretending to be an autism advocate who was going to help me, she wasn't. She was trash talking me in these so called Natalie Bollinger justice groups. Natalie Bollinger was a junkie, but she was pretty, so she means more than I do. She was female, so she means more than I do. Isn't that right? I've been assaulted by child molesters, registered child molesters, like Robert Warnick. Then there's this guy who calls himself Thor, Derek Apodaca. And it's all right. Like somehow they can magically wash away their sins for being child molesters if they assault an innocent man who's unpopular because of slander. The news didn't care about the truth. They still don't. It's just slander. The courts didn't care about the truth. They still don't. It's just slander. I cannot go to law enforcement. You have seen repeatedly in the last 5 years what happens when I go to law enforcement. I am literally told that I have to go to my predators. I have to go to Scott DaCosta to have Scott DaCosta investigate himself. Now, the state patrolman who's supposed to investigate it has let me know basically that he's not going to do jack shit. I'm going to need somebody to pressure him to do his job. Now, I got an autism advocate now, but she's not really an advocate. An advocate speaks out. There's a lot of stuff that is completely wrong about this, and she needs to state specifically what is wrong with it. And I understand that she has health problems. Having health problems doesn't stop you from speaking. If you have health problems that do stop you from speaking, that's a different story. Meanwhile, there's no services out here. It's Western Nebraska. I got to go hundreds of miles to try to find any services whatsoever. It's disgusting. There's all these people that could have spoken up, but just fucking didn't. Each and every one of these people who are pissed off at me are pissed off at me for telling the truth about them. Most of them with their own words, just like with Natalie. When I spent an entire year being victimized for crimes that I didn't commit, I exposed the people who did. I have shown you time and again, I am literally not allowed to defend myself the way that you are. You think you have those rights because you're a human, but as soon as they smack a label on you, your rights go away immediately. For me, not being a fucking strung out goddamn druggie or an alcoholic, having to depend on strung out druggies and alcoholics, Why? Because the Department of Social Services, who's supposed to do something, isn't doing anything. The FBI is supposed to do something. They're not doing something. Local police are supposed to do something. They're not doing anything. They didn't do their jobs and people are dead. They wanted to cover their own asses and it got more people killed. If I had been heard, instead of sent to Clearview, Officer Waylon Lolatai would not have been able to hurt all the people that he hurt. Now at Clearview, if I had been heard, Tybura Hatay would not have been killed. You guys were fine when those things happened to me. At that very same facility, you called me a liar, pretended like I hallucinated the whole goddamn thing, and then they killed a man doing it. And it's wrong to kill that man, but it's fine to do those things to me for trying to turn in my predators. Well, fuck this goddamn country. Seriously. Until I see soldiers out there every day taking care of the homeless veterans we got, soldiers can kiss my ass.